everyone, and welcome to Black Women Speak. I am Giselle Shapiro, founder and CEO of Black Women Speak, the movement, the network, the upcoming book, and yes, we are focusing on the Black Women Speak book series. I'm also the senior producer of Black Women Speak Network, and I'm extremely honored today to be interviewing Dr. Anita M. Jackson. Dr. Anita is the founder and the CEO of The Unlimited Woman. She's also the senior executive producer of Unlimited Woman TV channel and the senior publisher and producer of AMJ Productions and Publications. Needless to say, Dr. Anita is the publisher of Black Women Speak.
Yay.
Thank you, Dr. Anita. You are also one of our esteemed co-authors in the book, and I am super excited to talk to you. How are you today?
I am doing phenomenal. I am so honored to be here with you, Giselle, and just to witness the power of what you are bringing together. You're touching women's lives around the world with this movement. You're calling women forward. You're giving them an opportunity to share their voice. You're allowing them to say that we're allowed to be seen, to be heard, to be published, to be acknowledged, to be powerful, all because you had a vision and you stepped forward. And I'm honored to be a sister with you in this movement. I'm honored to be a partner with you in this movement. I'm honored to see what we are going to do in changing the lives of women around the world. So I'm giddy. So this is the excitement you see coming out of me. I'm so giddy. So hopefully I'll be able to speak calmly and we can have a fantastic conversation because my cheeks hurt because I'm so happy hearing all the things that you're doing.
Good. This is all totally God inspired.
Yes,
because we are women on purpose and on fire.
That's right.
Because we're
That's
here.
Right.
Yes, on a mission to make things happen. And we're so glad that you're here to hear everything we have to say today. And I'm just super proud to be sharing this interview that I'm having with Dr. Anita with all of you. And tell me, Dr. Anita, how are you handling life given this current situation of our world today?
You know, it's such a fantastic question because I think like everybody, we're all trying to figure out, well, what's happening in the world? Why is this happening in the world? And what do I need to do to keep moving to the next level? However, I have a background as a marriage and family therapist and organizational psychologist, so I tend to see things through different lenses. I tend to process things very differently. So this entire experience has really slowed me down to such a degree that I've had to go deep within my own spirit, deep within my own heart, and find what does it really mean to live my best life. I think COVID and this quarantine gave us a permission to level the playing field and all of us to come back to the truth of who we are and find what our power is all about, find our truth, find our real desires, find out or reconnect to why we're really on this planet. And for me, and even for you, Giselle, I know this is true, that we're called to be a powerful, big light in the world. We're called to be influencers that leaves a legacy that causes our generations to come to say, my great-grandmother or my mother or my great-grandmother or my great-great-grandmother did this on the planet. And I get to follow her footsteps with confidence, with assurance. And I'm excited about this opportunity to pivot. Does that make sense, Giselle?
Absolutely.
To the next level, to be with women like you, link arms and really create a sisterhood and say, we get to change the world as Black women. That to me is how I'm
Hallelujah.
That's how I'm dealing with this whole experience right now, is I'm showing up with my sisters in a bigger, bolder, beautiful, powerful kind of way.
Absolutely. I love that analogy. I love all of your energy, your power, your support, your wisdom, your elegance, and your grace, Dr. Anita. God bless you.
So
you know, you are so welcome. And your chapter in the book is refreshingly entitled, Be Courageously You. Tell us how you came up with that title and share a little bit about the details in your chapter.
Well, I'll tell you, I have had the honor of working with thousands of individuals, mostly women, 90%
Mm-hmm.
women, the rest, working with men. And what I've discovered is that so many of us have allowed our childhood experiences, we've allowed our life, adulthood experiences to dim our confidence, dim our
Mm,
power, dim our desires to live our highest and best life. And I was one of those individuals who just felt this strong need to never let someone else not know their power. It's like, it's okay for me to not feel good about me, but it's not okay for you to not feel good about you. I just had that kind of pull. So over the years of working with all these different individuals, I really came to this place like the more a woman owned her courage to be the woman she was designed to be,
mm-hmm.
meaning we all have these secret desires, we have these secret needs and secret wants
Yes.
deep, deep in our hearts, but somehow our experiences in life has conditioned us to believe that we can't have it. And then
Yes.
when we don't give ourselves permission to have it, we struggle needlessly. We
Yes.
struggle um, continuously. We struggle at a
Yes.
level that we weren't designed to. And it
Yes.
was even for my own life when I had to make a decision to stop being the best kept secret, if you will, stop hiding
Mm-hmm.
behind everybody else and making everyone else look good and not showing up in my own,
Mm-hmm.
desires and my own dreams and my own goals and even in my own brand and my message and in my business. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense so far?
Absolutely.
And so I just decided that, okay, what would happen if I actually unapologetically, courageously decided to go after being who I believe God created me to
Mm-hmm.
be? Now, my mom says a woman should be quiet and demure and you should be seen and not heard. And she got it all over the place. Here I am, a child with a lot of energy. I'm ADHD. I love life. I'm funny. I'm just all this wildness, and I drove her crazy. So she couldn't function and decided to close that down. And I thought, because of my experiences around me, that I was too much. I was too loud. I was too tall. I was too full figured. I was too inquisitive. I was too much. So I shut myself down. And when you shut yourself down from being the person that God, source of spirit, created you to be,
Yes.
you struggle. You have depression, anxiety, overwhelm, frustration, lack. All of those things start to develop,
Yes.
right? Doesn't that make sense?
Absolutely. And fear is a major factor in
Yes.
keeping us back, and we self-sabotage ourselves.
I was getting ready to say
I
that.
was I was good at that.
Yes. When you are not being who you were designed to be, and you know who you were designed to be, because if there's
Mm-hmm.
anything you're attracted to, like if you're attracted to be an influencer, if you love the
Mm-hmm.
influencers that are in your life, if you love
That's
people who are
you.
speaking on stage, if you love someone who's very artistic and who's a good cook, then that's a reflection of who you're supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And somehow we got convinced that we weren't supposed to do it. So
Yes.
be courageously you means when you move into the place mentally and emotionally and spiritually that you're going to finally give yourself permission to be you. It takes
Yes.
courage to be the woman that God created you to be. It takes courage to go after your bigger goals and dreams. It takes courage to go after it and fail and then get up again and try to keep going after your spirit. So being courageous is one of the foundational principles, I think, to actually becoming unlimited. You've got to take
And
the step to go after it.
and you're
Does that
you're
make
the
sense,
you're the, you
Giselle?
yes, you're the master teacher. So I
Well, I've
wholeheartedly
failed many
believe
times,
you,
so
because you got me out of my shell. You and a few
I'm
other
honored.
sisters help me, help to move me forward to live my dream, and I'm so
Well,
grateful.
there was so much beauty and power and passion in you. How could I not help you going, whatever I can do to help you bring this forward, I'll do it to the best of my ability and learn from my mistakes. Don't do what
Right,
I did.
right,
And a
and
lot
you've
of it
told
was
me a
I didn't
lot.
show up.
Exactly, Dr. Nita. It takes you being vulnerable, because
Yes.
and building that muscle of, if I'm seen and heard, I'm gonna have to tough it out, because there's might be
Yeah,
some people that might not necessarily want to go along with you, and you have to
that's
deal
right.
with that and just kind of put it in its place, because it doesn't need to be part of you.
Well, you have to also remember that God didn't put this in your heart for you not to fulfill it.
Yeah.
You were designed to fulfill that dreams. And so with that dream, with that desire, with that calling, there are provisions. The provision's already made for you.
Mm-hmm.
But what needs to happen is sometimes you need to be in the right container. You need to be with the right mentor. You need to hear that you can do this over and over again. And I think that's what's been so powerful about this book is you and I have been talking back and forth and just dreaming and seeing this whole thing blossom and talking about the potential of really speaking into the lives of Black women around the world and how we can really create this movement and have more women step into their queenship and help really be seen in a beautiful level so that we can show that Black women are intelligent and they're powerful and they're funny and they're sexy and they're giving and they're compassionate. They're all these beautiful descriptions that we as Black women are. And then as you talked about that and wanting to make an impact that changes the energy and the legacy of our history, how could I not stand with you and do this? How could I not?
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And I'll tell you, we deserve the respect. We deserve to be revered. We deserve
Yes,
to be adored. We
yes,
deserve to be honored. We deserve to be paid equally as
yes,
men.
yes.
We
And
deserve it all.
it starts with the woman, a Black woman, saying those things you just said to herself. I deserve this.
Yes.
And if you're in a community where you're hearing that, I promise you, if you're in a community where you're hearing that over and over again, somewhere
Yes.
along the line, you're going to start to believe it. Especially if you stay around me and if you stay around Giselle, you're going to eventually believe it. You're going to go, wait a minute. This is my divine birthright. I was designed, it's in my DNA, it's in my codes, it's in my cells. It's my right. And I'm going to allow myself to show up and I'm going to allow my sisters to help me as I help them. That's what the Black Women Speak movement is all about. We actually linking arms together and saying, I got you, boo. I got you, girl. Come on, diva. Let's do this together. I can't tell you.
Absolutely.
When I hear that in my spirit, I hear you say it, I get excited like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's
I
next? What's
know we are stronger together, and I know it more than
stronger
my
together?
life right now. I do know it because that synergy is undeniable, and we can become unstoppable.
That's
You
right.
know, and
That's
in
right.
sisterhood.
That's right.
Oh, I
That's right.
love it. I love it. Tell
When
me.
you finally give yourself permission that in all your beautiful Blackness, you are the
Mm,
woman who's supposed to bring forward the next level of unlimited success, when you claim that, when you courageously claim that, the universe will follow your lead. The universe will follow your lead the moment you claim it and then walk that thing out. So being in a community like you're creating is what's going to help all of these women
mm.
actually walk this out. This is going to become reality for every woman who's a part of the Black Women Speak movement. I believe that very
Absolutely. I
strongly.
love it. And I know it. I have that vision. And I just see
Yes,
the love and the support of women just coming together with the same
yes,
purpose. I'm here for more. And my
yes,
sisters are here to support me. Yes,
yes.
that is it. That is the reality that we are living in right now. You have a sisterhood that
Creating
want
a sacred
all.
container that's all about the Black
Yes.
woman becoming influential, wealthy, powerful, seen, heard, all those beautiful things that we're supposed to be. That's what this whole movement's about. And hopefully my chapter supports that along the way.
Oh, it does. It really does. I've read it a few times.
I'm glad. I'm so
Great.
glad.
And tell me, um, what compelled you to be in this historical book? Is there anything else you would like to add to
I
what you've
hope.
already said?
Okay, so those of you don't know, I think she mentioned it, Giselle mentioned it at the beginning, that I'm a publisher. I fell into publishing kind of doing this. I was invited to be a part of a book, wrote my chapter, and really loved the process, thought it was amazing. And then decided to do my own book, hated the process, and just went, oh dear God, if this is what it takes to be a publisher, then I could be a publisher myself, because the person I was working with just didn't know what she was doing. And so I fell into the publishing world, and you're probably wondering, how does this connect to what you just asked me? And it does. So I fell into the publishing world, and since being a part of, several anthologies, several books myself, one of the things that came forward was there really wasn't ever, ever, ever a book where Black women all came together, like several Black women came together to share their story. There isn't a book like this. So when Giselle reached out to me and told me her original title and told me what she wanted to do, and we started to mastermind and we came up with Black Women Speak, It's Time to Tell Our Story. I knew I had to be a part of this kind of collaborative. I knew I had to help other women be seen because I've been really blessed to be on major stages speaking. I've been on several podcasts. I've been on several online TV shows. And 9 times out of 10, I'm the only Black woman there. And it made me take a step back and go, well, where are all the other Black women who are much just as capable, if not maybe even more capable than I am? So I have a passion to help more women, especially our Black women, our Black sisters, get their message out to the world, have their story be told. And so if this book opens the door, I wanted to make sure it looked good, it felt good, it made you look really powerful as the CEO of this movement, that every Black woman was really going to see that there are other Black women out there who are successful, who are really going for it. And I'm here to help you make that a reality for yourself. So that's my heart's desire was, yes, we just need to get this out to the world, and whatever I have to do to make sure this is done at the highest level of professionalism and excellence to help you take your vision to a whole nother level. I'm in. I'm committed to the long haul.
Oh, I'm so grateful. You came up with the title Black Women Speak when we had our conversation, and I cannot be more grateful. So,
I'm so grateful. You had the concept.
Kudos to you. I just love the title, and we're just running with it. Let's put it that way.
And when we were really, I have to give Giselle a lot of credit because the passion she gave me, because I speak with authors all the time, and I love working with them. I love hearing their vision. I love giving them, because I'm not just your traditional kind of publisher that just publishes the books and then sends you on your way. I really try to hear what's the vision that you have for this book, and can I give you some insight on how to really take it to another level, so that you can get the kind of opportunities that every author should have. And so when she told me about this book, Black Women Speak, I'm like, do you know that we can do A, B, C, D, and this is a great brand, and are you interested? And you can go really far and make some good money. Do you want to do it? And I love, Giselle, your response was, yes.
I was scared and said it anyway.
That's right.
It was like,
That's
oh,
right.
wow.
That's right.
And that's like, yes, because
right.
I am God inspired. I'll tell you, God is pushing me forward because I'm doing things I didn't think I would ever think. When she would bring up these topics or things we could do, I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. But yes, I'm ready. Yeah. I want to do it, and I'll figure it out.
But that's the beauty of it, because I think sometimes so many of us will have an idea and then we'll dismiss it because we don't think we can do it, until someone comes alongside and says, well, at least I'll show you everything I know about doing this. Let's do it together. You can do this. There's nothing you can't do. So I'm a firm believer, probably even more so now with COVID, like, okay, I'm on this planet to help more women of color become influencers. You want to be the Oprah Winfrey? Okay, let's go do this, because that's how I think. I'm the one that says, that's what I want to go do. That's who I want to go be. I want to be an influencer that changes the lives of women around the world. Well, that means we have to show up in a much bigger and bolder way. And when you say yes to it, the universe just goes, finally, and opens up all these doors. And the next thing you know, they just start to flow, right?
Yeah. It takes work. It takes work. But if you're really determined and you know your sense of purpose,
yes,
you are pushed to do what you need to do.
Yes.
I've stayed up late. I have just taken on challenges and just fought through it because I know what I'm here to do. And I'm ready to do whatever it needs to get to where I want to be and to get the word out to as many women as possible about this movement. Thank you so much, Dr. Anita, for all of your wisdom. Wisdom.
So honored.
Oh my goodness. Can you share 2 or 3 pieces of advice to help our audience get through today's times?
Remember, I think the first thing I want you to remember is remember who you are. Mm-hmm. You are a spiritual being, and in your spiritual beingness, you are unlimited. Mm-hmm. There are no limitations there whatsoever. And when you truly come to a place where you accept that as true, that there are no limits, you actually start to move to your next level so much faster, so much easier. Get the kind of support that you want. But remember, you're a spiritual being in a human body having human experiences. Those human experiences do not dictate your spirit. They just dictate what's happening in your physical realm. So a part of knowing that you're a spiritual being, I want you to remember so that as a woman, you have all the opportunities around you to be the highest and best version of you once you make a decision. That word decision means to reach a definite conclusion. When you decide that you're going to be courageous, when you decide that you are more than enough, when you decide that you're unlimited, your world will start to follow that lead, will follow your lead. So I really want to say that because I think that's so crucial. Know that you're a spiritual being and you're unlimited. Know yourself that you have the capability of doing anything you want the moment you decide that you can do anything that you want. I think the second piece of advice I'd give during this time is find the mentor and or the community that can hold you accountable to your greatness, and hold you accountable to constantly growing and evolving and moving into your next level of life. Because I think so many of us as Black women, we tend to do things all by ourselves, alone. We're taking care of our family alone. We're taking care of the finances alone. We're taking care of everybody else by ourselves, and we hardly even have enough time to take care of ourselves. So it's really crucial that you've got your right sisterhood. You've got the right mentor. You've got the right coach who can constantly help you navigate becoming your higher and best version of you so that you can increase your capacity to receive the very things that God has already designed for you to have. So again, number one, know yourself, know that you're a spiritual being, make the decision to be all that you're created to be, however that decision is. And then number two, find the right mentor and the right community. I think you should find both and think long term. Don't think 90 days here. Think long term. Someone that you can work with for a long period of time to really help you develop mastery. And then the third piece, I guess I would say, and I don't know if I put this in the book, I would definitely say, dream bigger than you've ever dreamt before, because if there's ever a time to really show up to all of my Black sisters out there, if there's ever a time for you to show up, particularly if you are a coach, if you are a healer, if you are a change agent, if you are a speaker, if you are a leader, if you feel like you want to become an influencer, if there's ever a time for you to show up and allow yourself to be seen, to be heard, to be celebrated, now is the time to do it. And if you have to find the right people to hold your hand and maybe pull you through, then Black Women Speak the Movement, this is where you want to be. So those are the three things I would say for right now.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The last one got me. I'm like, oh, right. Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Anita. And do you believe the world needs to hear more Black women share their stories, and why?
Profoundly. I think everything I've said so far is really communicated. But yes, again, like I said before, if you're wanting to be a speaker on main stages, there aren't a lot of women of color who are on that stage. So you are sought for. They're looking for you. But in order for them to put you on the stage or put you on the TV show or put you on the podcast, you've got to show up. You've got to show up boldly and really claim that you know your stuff, that you've learned your lessons, that you know exactly how to provide value. You know how to take someone from point A to point B, and then, find that coach, find that community that has the resources to move you forward. So absolutely. And that's why I'm on a mission going, I want to help as many Black women as I possibly can get seen, while I'm working on getting seen myself, as I'm putting myself out there at the next level. I'm saying, here's the vision of where I am. This is what I've accomplished. Here's where I want to go. Can I create a pathway that allows other women to do the same thing so the world can see us in a completely different light outside of entertainment or music? They can see us as literary agents. They can see us as authors. They can see us as TV hosts. They can see us as podcasters. They see us in a much deeper, powerful kind of view. Does that make sense? Did I say that?
Oh, most
No?
definitely. And
No?
I want us to have the respect that we deserve
Yes.
and to be honored because we deserve it. And
We deserve to be seen in a light that is who we really are, the truth of who
absolutely,
we really are. We're beautiful
absolutely.
and loving and passionate and funny and witty, and we can be angry and we can be giving and we can be sad and we can be all of those things, and all of it has tremendous amount of value and purpose and is so needed in this world right now. So I'm calling all of my sisters out. All of you, show up
Yes,
and let us help you.
absolutely. And it's
Let us
not
help
easy.
you.
It takes work, but we all have to make some changes. And
But if you're in the community,
if you're willing to surrender and
yes,
do the work, you can have that dream life. You can have that dream.
we can heal the story.
Yes.
It's time to heal the story. And how we heal the story is we make a new decision to show up in a very different light that aligns with our higher truth, our higher goals, our
Yes.
higher desires. It's time for us to be courageous and say, I'm going to be exactly who I believe God's called me to be. If something in you says I'm called to be a 7-figure business owner, then claim it. The bigger the vision, that's me. I'm one of those individuals. The bigger the vision, the more excited I get. The more I'm like, I've got a lot of resources. I got a lot of people. You want help getting that? Let me introduce you to that person to help you make that happen.
I
And I didn't
love it.
realize how many resources I've got, but I really do.
Yes, that's beautiful, Dr. Anita. And in winding down, um, any parting words?
Okay, so here's my parting word. I'm going to say this because I think this aligns for every woman. And I haven't really said this to a lot of African American women, so I'm very honored to say this. Listen, you are enough. You always have been. You always will be. And now is your time to shine, be seen, be heard, be celebrated, be uplifted. That's the sign that Giselle's telling you. We're here to uplift you so that you can be seen in the beauty and elegance that you are. And again, the moment you decide this is true, your world will be transformed. I promise. Test me on it. Test me on it. Try it for just a week. Test me and come back and tell me. You're going to tell me, guess what? I was owning my worth, owning my power, owning my voice for one whole week, and I had all this kind of success because I know it's going to happen. I'm
Beautiful.
convinced of it. So that's my last bit
Yes,
of
yes,
for you.
stand up boldly. And yes, yes, yes. I love it, Dr. Anita. You are so inspiring and powerful.
Thank
And
you. Yay.
yes, I love this interview. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for this interview. It's been an honor and a pleasure to interview you as the publisher of Black Women Speak, as well as one of the co-authors in Black Women Speak. It's time we tell our stories.
That's right.
I am Giselle Shapiro. I'm excited to share Dr. Anita's story in the book, Black Women Speak. Order your book now. And also consider one of your sisters and order a book for her too. The website, www.blackwomenspeakthebook.com. Thank you so much. And again, Dr. Anita, it's been a joy and a pleasure to speak to you. God bless.
My honor.
Bye-bye.